I'm here to talk about Domain 7, Advocating for Student Learning and Profession. One thing I've noticed is that I cherished learning with my students and gave them everything I could, but by the end of the year, I'm wondering if they actually were inspired with their learning. Did I do enough? Had I been able to be creative enough? Did I work with my colleagues enough? Did I challenge myself enough intellectually and spend time with the other professionals on all of these issues? So one thing that I noticed is that if I participate in teacher book talks or professional discussions and collaborate on projects, it makes me a more eager teacher. And one thing that I did here was we did a professional book talk on the art and science of teaching. So that really helped me further my understanding of teaching itself. I also work with our PLC group, and we meet monthly, and that really helps me understand what I'm doing, where I'm going, and feeling not alone with everything. So that's a good thing. I've worked out arrangements with a local newspaper to print different articles from the students and myself, and we produce it bi-weekly, and it's interesting for the community to see what we're doing. I feel that educators should share their learning. First and foremost, it shares the best practices in learning with educators, stakeholders, and essentially creates better opportunities for the students. And here's one of the articles that we had where we made board and buster bags for a hospital. Then another thing is informing parents and communities about teaching strategies and rationales, particularly the results in terms of my student learning so that they understand where they're at and what the tests mean. When I have parents and community members who identify the positive outcomes, we're building advocates and powerful teaching and learning. And I do that in multiple ways. I have a parent page on my website that I use to give them information. And we use the district website where we have different information for them to use for there. I also feel like we need to develop goals and consistency and dialogue in our building. So one thing that I tried to do this year is I put an Observe Me sign on my door because I wanted people to come in and observe me and tell me. And so I've picked different domains for them to look at, different things that I think, okay, am I doing this well? Am I not doing this well? Things I'm questioning. And that way, I feel like the teachers feel like we're a role of a teacher. We're not being competitive with each other. I want them to work with me instead of being in isolation. And I asked for my administrative support and asked them to come observe me as much as possible, which is hard. But even if it's for 2 minutes, it's nice to hear them. Thus, as teachers, I really feel like we need room to grow. We need to spread our wings. We need to absorb new strategies. We need to try new things. We need to be flexible in and out of a classroom, not having it always be traditional. Support each other with observations, risk-taking, and discussions, along with discussions with students and parents and community members. Thus, if this happens, growth will surely follow.